Good evening, Dad. Are you still at work?
Oh, Jacqueline? It's rare for you to call me out of the blue like this. Is something wrong?
It's something important, and I think it's going to take a while to explain. So if now's not the time to talk, I can wait until later, I guess.
Actually, I just got home, so I have time. Go ahead, tell me what's on your mind.
I think this might really shock you. I don't know how to say this, and I don't want to upset you, but I have to tell you.
Jacqueline, just tell me. Whatever it is, I'd rather hear it from you.
Mom, I think she's having an affair.
What? Jill is cheating?
I didn't want to believe it either, but I've seen the proof with my own eyes. She's been bringing a man into our house, and they've been doing things.
Hold on, just wait a second.
Dad, I don't even know where to start. This whole thing makes me sick. I've been holding this in for so long, and I don't know what to do anymore.
Jacqueline, take a deep breath. I need you to explain everything carefully. I know this must be hard for you, but let's go step by step. Can you do that for me?
I can't wrap my head around it. Mom's always had such an easy life ever since she married you. You've given her everything. Financial stability, a comfortable home, security, peace of mind. She used to constantly stress about money, but after she married you, all of that disappeared. She doesn't even need to work, but she chose to do that part-time job just to pass the time. Because of you, I was able to go to university. I wouldn't have had that chance if you hadn't been there for us.
Jacqueline!
I've always been grateful for everything you've done. You're the best father I could have ever asked for. You took care of both of us. You made sure we never had to struggle. And despite all that, she still turned around and did this to you. How could she? How could she betray you like this?
Let's go through this carefully. I know you're upset. I am too, but I need to understand exactly what's happening. Can I ask you a few questions?
Oh, yeah, of course.
First, do you know who this guy is?
I think he's a university student. He works part-time at Mom's job.
A student? Wait, you don't mean he's younger than you?
Yeah, he's definitely younger than me. I don't know what his full name is, but Mom calls him Curtis.
Curtis? That could be a first name or a last name.
Mom usually calls people by their first names when she's close to them.
Right, that does sound like her. So it's probably his first name. Jacqueline, did you actually see them together? Like something undeniable?
Yes. I came home earlier than usual one day and I saw her walking him to the door. And then they kissed. It wasn't just a peck on the cheek or anything. It was a real kiss, like lovers. And it wasn't just one. I've seen it happen multiple times now. Every time it's the same. She sees him out, they kiss, and he leaves.
She's being reckless.
I think she's doing it on purpose, timing it so he leaves right before I usually get home. She probably thinks it's safe because she assumes I'm still on my commute.
Wait, explain that.
So last month, my company changed its working hours slightly. Because of that, my train transfers are smoother now, and I get home about 20 minutes earlier than before. But I forgot to mention it to Mom.
So that's how you ended up catching her.
Yeah.
That must have been awful, seeing your own mother like that. I can't even imagine how you must feel.
Honestly, it makes me sick. I can't even look at her the same way anymore. It's bad enough that she's cheating in the first place, but with someone that much younger? He's practically a kid. It's disgusting.
Jacqueline, I need to ask you something. Do you feel safe in that house?
What?
Do you feel okay living there? Because if not, you don't have to. If you want, I can help you move into your own apartment.
But...
Don't worry about the money. This is an emergency. If you need financial support, I'll cover it. I don't want you living in an environment that makes you feel like this. You shouldn't have to come home every day to something that makes you sick.
I don't know.
Jacqueline, I want you to think about yourself first. You've already been through enough.
I never thought this would happen.
I know. That's why I don't want you to force yourself to stay in that house if it's making you miserable. I'll help you find a place. I'll even cover your first few months' rent if you need me to.
Okay, I think I'll take you up on that.
Good. And Jacqueline, if you need anything, just let me know. You don't have to handle this alone.
Thanks, Dad.
Now about Jill. I need to figure out how to deal with this.
Actually, I was thinking of investigating myself.
What? But...
It's okay. Talking to you has helped me calm down a bit. And to be honest, I know Mom's daily routine better than anyone. If I move out, she'll think she has total freedom. She'll get careless. She'll invite Curtis over more often, thinking no one's watching.
That's actually a good point. That might be the perfect opportunity to gather more proof. But Jacqueline, listen to me. If it gets to be too much, promise me you'll stop and let me take over.
I will. I promise.
Jill, can I talk to you for a second?
Oh, what's up?
I've been thinking. I was wondering what you're doing right now, just now, at this moment.
That's a strange question to ask. I can't remember the last time you reached out just to ask about something like that. It's always been about something specific. Is something wrong?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound strange. It's just things have been crazy lately. Work, life, everything's been spinning out of control. I've just been trying to catch my breath. I finally feel like I can manage things again, and so here I am, checking in on you, I guess.
Oh, I see. Well, it sounds like you've had a lot on your plate. Work getting to you, huh?
Yeah, work's been more demanding than usual, but it's not just that. It's other things too, personal stuff. It feels like everything's been piling up all at once, you know? It's like I'm juggling so many things, and I've just been trying to keep it all together.
Personal stuff? What do you mean? Is it something to do with Jacqueline?
Well, in a way, yeah, but also just everything. When you're living alone, you don't realize how much you have to handle by yourself until it's all on your shoulders, and sometimes it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. But I'm dealing with it, you know?
Yeah, I guess. You've got a point. I've been thinking a lot about Jacqueline lately, too. It's like I didn't even realize how much she was doing on her own either. She's never really asked for help, and I just didn't notice, but I suppose we're both kind of in the same boat now. Living apart, it's not as simple as we thought it would be, is it?
But Jacqueline still comes home on weekends, right? She's not completely alone.
True, she comes by every now and then. She lives close enough, just the next station over, so it's not a big deal. She still picks up things from here and there, you know, little stuff like clothes or whatever. She does that pretty often. In fact, she stops by, takes something, and leaves just as quickly.
I guess in the end, even though she's living on her own, we're still connected in a way. But it's funny, she never stays for long. She never really stays anywhere, does she?
Yeah, that's true. But do you know why she started living on her own? Why now, all of a sudden?
Well, it's probably because she started working, right? She probably thought it was time to finally be independent, to do things for herself without anyone around to help. She's at that age now, after all. It's just a natural part of growing up, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right. But there's something else to it, too. At least I think there is. It's like, you know how you can feel like you're standing on your own, like you're doing all right, but then it's like you're waiting for something, waiting for someone to come along and sweep you up again. It's like if you don't make that break, if you don't truly cut those strings, you could just get caught up in the same old cycles. And that's why Jacqueline needed this. She needed to break free. I don't know if you get what I mean.
I think I do. It's like a little deeper than just moving out. She probably realized without that space she could end up being pulled back into all that drama. Being dragged around, it's like maybe she needed to see where she really stood by herself. I think that's why I feel like she's been keeping her distance lately. Not just physically, but emotionally too, you know?
Wait, are you implying something here? Because it sounds like you're saying there's more to it than just moving out.
Oh, don't worry. I wasn't trying to make it sound that way. I'm thinking about things, that's all. But if you think about it, you've been kind of distant too, haven't you? You've been living alone for a while, and it's obvious we haven't really had the chance to talk. Really talk like we used to. It's like we're drifting apart. Do you feel it?
Wait, you're reading too much into this, a little too much. I'm just trying to keep things together, that's all. You know how it is. It's just that things pile up sometimes, and I have to deal with them. But yeah, you're right. We haven't been talking much, and I guess I miss how things used to be too. It's not like I wanted things to change, but they have.
But hold on, you just said something earlier. You're telling me you're living alone, but it doesn't always feel like that, does it? There's more to it, isn't there?
What do you mean?
Come on, you know what I mean. There's someone else, isn't there?
What? No! Jacqueline moved out. I'm living alone, I swear. If only you'd come back to me, things would be different. It would be just the two of us, like before, but I know that's not going to happen now, at least not anytime soon. And you don't seem to want it, do you?
You're wrong. Don't act like you don't know. It's not like you're unaware of the situation. You've been living in your own world, pretending things are fine, but they're not, and you know it.
Wait a second. What are you even saying now? What's going on here? This doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
It doesn't make sense, huh? Well, I guess you're not going to get it until you see it for yourself. Look, you've been avoiding the truth this whole time. You're still playing this game like you don't know, but you should have known this whole time, Jill.
What are you talking about?
Take a good look at this. These photos weren't just taken out of nowhere. You didn't think it was odd that you found them lying around in our bedroom, did you? They came from a hidden camera I placed there. Did you not notice?
Wait, what? A hidden camera? Are you serious?
I'm serious, Jill. I've already taken down the camera. It's all gone. There's nothing left to find. But you really should have seen it coming. You didn't think you could just sweep this under the rug, did you?
What? When did you put that there? How did you get in here without me knowing?
I've been here, Jill. I've been right here watching. And you've been lying to me this whole time. You thought I didn't know, but I do.
No, this can't be happening.
Oh, but it is. You think I don't see it? You think you've been clever, but I know. I've known all along. And now you're stuck with the consequences. So, you still want to deny it?
Oh, fine. I get it all right. You want me to admit it, right? So here it is. That guy, he's my boyfriend. His name is Carter Curtis. He's 20 years old, my most beloved person. Not some old stinky man like you, okay? He's young and cute, and he's my boyfriend.
I see.
So, you're just going to accept that, huh? Just like that?
Well, if you're willing to admit it, I guess I don't have much choice. But just so we're clear, you don't really think I'm gonna just let you go that easily, do ya? Do you know what you're asking for now?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm sure I can figure it out. We'll get it sorted. After all, I've got money. Jacqueline's working, so I can count on her to help me out. And Jacqueline, she'll be on my side. She's my daughter, after all. She'll help me out with whatever's needed.
You think Jacqueline's gonna help you? I think she's already made up her mind.
What are you talking about?
You see, Jacqueline was the one who exposed you. She's the one who told me about everything. Jacqueline's the reason I know about the affair, Jill.
What?
The hidden camera? Jacqueline put it there. That's right.
Are you serious right now? What are you even talking about? This isn't making sense.
Oh, it's perfectly clear. You were so confident, like you thought no one would ever find out. But Jacqueline, she saw it all. She walked in on the two of you.
Wait, no, she can't. She wouldn't. I'm her mother. No matter what, she's supposed to stand by me. She's supposed to side with me, not you. You're just some guy who's been hanging around. Jacqueline, she's my daughter. Blood, not like you.
And that's exactly why she can't forgive you. That's why she's doing this. She saw it all, Jill.
Wait, what? What are you saying? You mean Jacqueline already knew about David?
Oh, she knows more than you think. Jacqueline knew about your affair with David. You told her the divorce was because of David's infidelity, didn't you?
Yeah, but that's the truth, isn't it? What else could I say? It happened.
No, Jacqueline knew, and she was hurt. And when I talked to her, she told me what you've been hiding.
What? What do you mean? What else have you hidden from her?
She learned something else, Jill. She learned about the money you didn't spend on her, the child support you've been keeping from her. Do you know what that does to a child? Do you know what you've been doing?
What are you talking about? I never kept it from her. You don't understand.
I understand more than you think. Jacqueline went to see David recently.
No way. You're lying. She doesn't even know where he is.
Actually, someone told her, a relative, someone she was still in contact with. Someone sent her updates, even sent her New Year's cards.
Who told her?
I don't know, but what I do know is that Jacqueline found out what you've been doing. She discovered that the money David sent for her, money that was supposed to go to her needs, ended up in your hands. It wasn't used for Jacqueline. It wasn't used for her education or her well-being.
What? No, that's not true. I was doing what I had to do for her. I was being a good mother.
No, Jill, you weren't being a good mother. Jacqueline had to work day in and day out all through high school because you refused to use that money to support her. She had to struggle. Do you understand that?
No. I didn't make her struggle. That was for her education, to make her tougher. It was important.
Important? So, what, you thought the best thing for her was to leave her with nothing? To make her suffer just so she could learn a lesson? That's what you did to her, Jill. And now you're getting what you deserve.
This is ridiculous. You're not even hearing me right. You can't say all this without understanding that I was trying to teach her something. I was doing what's right.
You weren't, and Jacqueline knows it. She found out about everything you've been hiding, and guess what? She's done with you.
No, she can't be. She's my daughter. She can't just walk away from me.
You pushed her away, and now she wants nothing to do with you. Oh, and the address I gave you, that was temporary. Jacqueline's not even there anymore.
What? You're lying.
You really don't understand, do you? Do you know who's there now? Carter. Carter's in the apartment right now, isn't he?
What are you talking about? You're crazy. I'm by myself.
No, you're not. Carter went in there. I've already confirmed it. I've got proof. Me and my lawyer, we've seen it with our own eyes.
Wait, what? A lawyer?
Yeah, you didn't think I was just sitting back and letting this go, did you? And Carter, you know he's married, right? He has 2 kids with his wife and he's still seeing you. What does that say about you, Jill?
No way. You're telling me. You're saying Carter's married, too?
Oh, yeah. I'm not the only one who knows about you two. Carter's wife knows as well. She's gonna be pursuing legal action, too.
What? You're all against me? No. I can't. I don't have the money for this. I never asked for any of this.
Well, you're gonna get it whether you like it or not. You've made your bed, Jill, and now you'll have to lie in it.
Wait, you can't just do this. I don't have anything left.
It's too late now. You'll have to pay for what you did, and this time you can't hide. We'll talk about the details later. As I approached the door to my house, I heard the familiar sound of the lock clicking shut. It was as if the universe was reminding me just how determined she was to resist. The audacity of it all, this pathetic refusal to admit defeat, was truly something to behold. How much longer was she going to keep up this charade? It was clear to me that she was holding on to something she knew was slipping away, but her efforts were becoming increasingly laughable. Of course, the moment I reached for my key, the matter was resolved. I had the key, after all, and there was no obstacle that could stop me from entering my own home. As the door swung open effortlessly, I couldn't help but feel a slight sense of triumph. This was my house, not hers, and despite all her efforts to hold on to what wasn't here anymore, reality had a way of putting things back in place. Inside the house, things were quieter than usual. I knew she'd been trying to avoid any confrontation, hiding away like a child caught doing something wrong. She had no one to lean on now, no one to protect her from the consequences of her actions. For all the strength she had tried to project, it was all unraveling now. The facade was cracking, and she could no longer pretend like everything was fine. The first thing I noticed as soon as I stepped into the living room was the absence of Carter, her so-called lover. His presence in this house had always been a thorn in my side, but now that thorn was gone. As I had anticipated, he had already made his exit. He'd been quick to make the decision to divorce. It wasn't surprising, really. The moment I heard that he'd been seeing someone else while still married, I knew he'd fold under the pressure. He had been nothing more than a coward, hiding behind the illusion of a glamorous relationship, only to find himself in the crosshairs of a woman who would tear him apart without hesitation. Carter had always relied on his wife, a well-established woman with a successful career. She had been the one supporting him financially, giving him the freedom to play around and indulge in whatever whims he had. But that came with a price. The woman he was involved with, my ex-wife, had been nothing short of a storm. She was relentless, a force of nature that couldn't be ignored. She demanded complete submission, and Carter was no match for her fury. It didn't take long before he was reduced to a trembling wreck, the man who had once tried to play the part of a confident lover, now resembling a scared little puppy, cornered and unsure of what to do. As for Jill, his wife, the situation was even more complicated. Her world was crumbling, and she was starting to realize the weight of her choices. She had been completely blindsided by Carter's affair, and now, as if the universe had decided to throw in another twist for good measure, she was left without anyone to rely on. Her own daughter, unable to forgive the betrayal, had severed ties with her, and that left Jill in an even worse position than she had imagined. Her social standing, her support system, everything was falling apart piece by piece. Now, with the divorce finalized, Jill found herself alone. She had no one left to help her and no one to turn to for support. This is what happens when you betray the people who care about you. Jill, in her desperation, had nowhere to go but to me. I could see it in her eyes, the panic. It was clear that she hadn't thought through the consequences of her actions. She had assumed that she would somehow come out on top, that she'd find a way to get through this mess without any serious repercussions. But that wasn't going to happen. She was about to find out that actions had consequences, and those consequences weren't going to be pretty. As she begged, as she pleaded for me to help her, I remained unmoved. It wasn't about being cold or unforgiving. It was about understanding that there was no easy way out of this. She had taken everything she could from me, from our family, and now there was nothing left to offer. I wasn't going to be her safety net anymore, not after everything that had happened. At this point, the reality was undeniable. Her desperation was clear, but I wasn't the one who was going to save her. She had to face the consequences of her own choices, and no amount of pleading was going to change that. She had wanted to play games, to tear apart everything in her path, and now it was time for her to pay for those games. But even as she tried to push me into a corner, to manipulate me into feeling sympathy for her, I knew that there was no way I was going to give in, not anymore. There was no room for compassion when it came to someone who had hurt me this deeply. The worst part was that she didn't even seem to understand the gravity of what she had done. She thought she could fix everything with a few words, a little bit of emotional manipulation. But this time it wasn't going to work. As for David, he had his own questions for her. He wanted answers. He wanted to know why she had used the money meant for our daughter's education on her own selfish desires. How could she have been so reckless? How could she have spent money that wasn't hers to spend? Money that was meant to secure our child's future? I could see the anger in David's eyes when he confronted her about it. He was just as hurt as I was, and there was no excuse for what she had done. In the face of his accusations, Jill had no choice but to confront the full weight of her actions. She couldn't hide behind her lies anymore. Her response was predictable. She tried to justify her actions as if there was any valid excuse for what she had done. But the truth was clear. She had been selfish. She had been so consumed by her own desires that she lost sight of what really mattered. Now, as a result of her own mistakes, she was forced to pay the price. Jill's world was collapsing around her. The divorce settlement was brutal. She was forced to pay a substantial amount in alimony, and to add to her troubles, the money she owed for the child support was piling up. She was barely keeping it together, working from dawn till dusk just to pay off the debts she had accumulated. The days were long and exhausting for her, and she had no one to lean on. Her former support system had evaporated, and all she had left was the harsh reality of the consequences she had brought upon herself. It's strange, really, seeing someone who once held so much power, so much control, now reduced to this. She had been the one calling the shots, the one who thought she could get away with anything, and now she was the one struggling to keep her head above water, paying off her debts with whatever she could scrape together. It's a harsh reminder that no matter how much power someone thinks they have, it can all come crashing down in an instant. As for me, I'm moving forward. I've got my daughter to think about, and she's my priority. The past is the past, and while it still stings, I know I'm better off without the constant drama and chaos that surrounded Jill. I've learned that sometimes the only way to move forward is to leave the toxic people behind and focus on what truly matters. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Harper, is this a good time?
Good evening, Harper. Yeah, I'm free now. What's up? So this is kind of sudden, but
Do you have any plans for dinner on February 14th?
February 14th? That's a Wednesday, right? I don't have anything specific planned, but I'd probably just be home around that time.
What about your husband?
He has work as usual, but unless he has to stay late, he should be back by then. Why?
Well, it's Valentine's Day.
Okay.
I was thinking, how about we throw a Valentine's party?
Party?
Yeah, you know how lately everyone's schedules have been all over the place? We haven't been able to meet for coffee, lunch, or anything. So I figured since Valentine's Day is already a fun event, why not turn it into an excuse to get everyone together?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Right, and since it's Valentine's Day, I thought it would be fun to make it a family event. Husbands, kids, everyone together. We can exchange chocolates, have some good food, just enjoy the evening. And before you ask, I am totally fine with hosting at my place.
That sounds really nice, actually.
Yes, and here's the fun part. I was thinking, instead of just giving chocolates to our own husbands and kids, we could do a little chocolate exchange for everyone.
Wait, so you're saying we'd be giving chocolates to each other's husbands, too?
That's the idea, like a friendly chocolate exchange, just for fun.
I don't mind if it's clearly just for fun, but do you think any of the other moms would be uncomfortable with it?
Oh, I checked. Everyone's cool with it. Since we'll be handing them out in front of everyone, it's obvious that they're just obligatory chocolates. No hidden meanings, nothing weird, just a fun little thing.
Well, when you put it that way, it does sound harmless. I guess it could be interesting, but are you really okay with all of us invading your house?
Of course. My husband already gave me the green light. Also, okay, I'll admit, there's another reason I want to do this.
Oh?
I recently bought a fondue set, both a chocolate fondue pot and a cheese fondue pot, and I really want an excuse to use them properly.
Oh, so that's what this is really about.
I mean, not only that, but yeah, it's definitely part of my motivation. I figured what better time to go all out with a chocolate fondue fountain than Valentine's Day.
You really planned this well, huh?
Of course, and think about it, chocolate fondue and cheese fondue. That's like two completely different kinds of indulgence in one night.
Yeah, I won't argue with that. That does sound pretty amazing.
Right? The only thing is, I'll probably ask everyone to bring a dish or something just to make sure we have a good variety of food. But aside from that, it'll be super chill.
That's totally fair. Who else did you invite?
Just our usual lunch group, so Riley and Kelsey's families too.
Oh, that's perfect. That way it won't feel too overwhelming.
Exactly. I wanted to keep it small so it still feels personal and comfortable, you know? And since we all already know each other, there won't be any awkwardness.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's nice when you don't have to do the whole getting to know each other small talk.
Exactly. So, what do you think?
Hang on, my husband just got home. Let me check with him.
Sure, I'll wait.
Okay, I asked him. He says he'll be off work at his usual time, so it works. Also, when I told him he'd be getting extra Valentine's chocolates, he got way too excited.
That sounds about right. The way to a man's heart is through chocolate.
I swear, he was already thinking about what kinds of chocolates he might get.
That's the spirit.
So, I guess we're in.
Yay! I'll sort out the details and send a message later.
Sounds good. Thanks for organizing this. Looking forward to it.
Hey, thanks again for today.
No, thank you. We totally invaded your house, but we had such a great time. My husband and daughter are still grinning from all the chocolate they got, me included. We were just talking about how much fun it was on the way home.
Especially your husband, right? I bet he was the happiest one of all.
Oh, totally. He was trying to play it cool, but I could tell he was thrilled. Back when he was single, he used to get a fair amount of chocolates every year, even if a lot of them were just obligation chocolates. But after we got married, people stopped giving him any.
Makes sense. Probably out of respect for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like he complained or anything, but, you know, I think part of him did miss that little tradition. So when he walked out of your house today with a handful of chocolates, he looked way too pleased with himself.
That's so cute. I mean, I get it. It's nice to be appreciated even in a small way.
Yeah, he was even teasing me, like, looks like I've still got it, huh?
Oh wow, full confidence mode.
Right? I just rolled my eyes at him, but honestly, it was kind of funny seeing him that happy.
Well, can't blame him. Your husband is tall, good looking. I totally got the "this guy was probably popular" vibe when I first met him.
Oh, stop. But thanks.
I'm just saying, if we did a who got the most chocolates count, I feel like he might have won.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'll let him have his moment.
He deserves it. Anyway, I'm really glad you guys could come. It wouldn't have been the same without you.
Aw, thanks. And yeah, same here. The chocolate fondue was a huge hit, by the way. None of us have ever done it before, so it was a fun first-time experience for the whole family.
Right? There's something so satisfying about dipping fruit and marshmallows into a huge pot of melted chocolate. I don't know why we don't do it more often.
Seriously, my daughter was so into it. She was already asking me if we could get our own fondue set on the way home.
Looks like I've started something.
You really have. Anyway, thanks again for hosting.
Of course. Let's do it again sometime.
Definitely. All right, see you at the preschool drop-off.
Yep, sleep well.
You too. Good night. Raquel, do you have a minute?
What is it?
So, about the Valentine's chocolates.
Yeah, is something wrong with them? Did you not like them or something?
Oh, no, it's not that. It's just the chocolate muffin you gave me. Was it, by any chance, from that fancy chocolate shop near the station? You know, the one with all those limited edition chocolates and exclusive items?
Huh? Wait,
Was that mixed in with the rest? I didn't even think to check where it came from. Yeah, it's just that my husband, he got one of those muffins. The packaging was exactly the same as the shop's. Oh, maybe I messed up and mixed things up? I was actually planning to give that particular muffin to my husband, but maybe I put it in the wrong bag by mistake. I didn't realize it ended up with you. Is that so? Oh, but don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad. No need to return it or anything like that. I gave it to you as a gift, so please tell him to enjoy it on my behalf. I'd be happy if he liked it. Yeah, okay. But there's something else. See, there was also a message card that came with it. It said, "I love you. If you feel the same way, send me a message." Now, what's that supposed to mean? Wait, what? So you're saying you did know about it? How do you even know about the message card? Well, I didn't want to bring it up and seem rude since you were the one who gave it to me, but my husband, he likes chocolate, but he's not really a fan of muffins. So I figured my daughter and I would just eat it instead, but when we opened it, there was that card. I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to send a message like that to us, right? Oh, wait. Maybe it was meant for my husband. I'm starting to think I mixed it up. The wrong muffin went to the wrong person. I was probably so rushed that I made a mistake. So it's an honest mistake then? Yeah, I think so. But see, there's a problem. If that muffin was meant for your husband, then what's the deal with the "I love you" message in the part where you ask him to reply? That's not exactly something you would send to someone who's already married, is it? Well, I'm not trying to be rude, but if you're already married, you wouldn't need to say something like that to anyone. You've crossed that line a long time ago, haven't you? So wait, you're accusing me of something? Are you saying that I'm cheating on my husband with yours or something? No, of course not. I'm not accusing you of that at all. Oh, thank goodness. You really scared me for a second. You were trying to seduce him, weren't you? Huh? What? Why would you say something like that? I didn't seduce anyone. Sure, your husband's good looking, but that doesn't mean I'm trying to pull something behind anyone's back. Please don't make this into something it isn't. Riley's dad and Kelsey's dad. Wait, what? I know this is hard to believe, but we've confirmed this already. Wait, what do you mean confirmed it? Well, while I was sitting there thinking about what was going on with this whole chocolate muffin thing, I got a call from Kelsey's mom. She was wondering about the same message, so I talked to Riley's mom, and guess what? Turns out all 3 of the dads who came to your little Valentine's party yesterday got the exact same message with their chocolates. No way. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe, but that's why I'm asking. Do you have an explanation for this? You invited us to your house and you called it a Valentine's party. But really, it was an excuse to give your love chocolates to other people's husbands. Do you think that's okay? You're seriously going there? You're making me sound like some kind of villain. Just because I gave some chocolates doesn't mean anything is going on. I'm not saying you're a villain, but look, depending on your explanation, things are not going to end well for you. Are you seriously saying everyone is ganging up on me? All I did was give chocolates. If you have a legitimate reason, then fine, explain it. But this isn't something a married woman with children should be doing. You know that, right? Love is freedom. I believe in following your heart and doing what feels right. That kind of excuse works if you're single. You can't say things like that when you're married. If you were just some random single person, I might understand, but not now. I'm being honest with you. My husband saw that message card and he was disgusted. He's completely turned off by it. Wait, what? Are you saying that he didn't like my confession? Are you for real? Of course not. If he had any sense, he would be creeped out by a married woman giving him love notes. But just a little bit isn't bad, right? Are you serious? Do you even know what the other parents are calling your husbands at the kindergarten? They call them the handsome dad trio. What? Yeah, it's ridiculous, but true. They're all good-looking guys, and honestly, you got lucky landing one of them. So now, after everything, you think it's okay to ask for a turn with them? You really think that's fair? No, this isn't about fairness. It's about wanting a little taste, just one time. You've completely lost it. You can't be serious. You don't get to borrow someone's husband for a day just because they're attractive. That's not how it works. What's the problem? Is it really that hard to share a little bit of happiness? Excuse me? That's not how relationships work. You can't just take whatever you want because you're feeling entitled. Well, you know what? Your husband is a nice guy. He's a good father. He's everything a woman could want.
Oh, really? Well, if you think so highly of him, why don't you just take him? I'm sure you'll be much happier with him than I am.
What?
Yeah, go ahead and take him. I mean, he's not getting any younger, and my mother-in-law is the worst, so feel free to trade.
No way, I'm not swapping my husband with yours.
You're just being stubborn. You can't take a little joke.
No, this isn't funny. You're out of line. You need to stop with this nonsense before it gets worse. And by the way, did you even realize that Riley's dad is inside your house right now?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm serious. He's inside. Looks like he took you up on your invitation.
No, that's not possible.
I guess he's a little too excited about your message. He came right over to your place. You probably told him to come over, but now it seems like you've changed your mind, huh?
Wait, what?
Let me explain it clearly. He got the message from you, he opened the chocolate last night, he saw the card, and instead of being confused or uncomfortable, he decided to send you a message. He must have gotten so excited about it that he forgot to throw the message card away. And guess who found it? Riley's mom. She found the card and she was kind enough to give me and Kelsey's mom a heads up.
This can't be happening.
Did you really think you could get away with this?
Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? What kind of man would turn me down? I'm me. I've been the center of attention before, and I can make anything happen if I want it.
Oh, really? You really want to go there? You're in your 30s now. Holding on to past glory is embarrassing.
You don't understand.
And Riley's dad, he's already pulling away. He looks so disgusted you wouldn't believe it.
What?
Oh, and Kelsey's dad, he's not much better.
But
honestly, he's just as messed up as the rest of them. He was the only one who didn't immediately shut you down. But I guess that's just how some guys are.
Wait, so where is my husband?
He's here too.
What?
We got in touch with him. He left work early to come here.
No way.
Oh yes, don't worry, he'll be here soon enough. And when he does, you're going to have a lot of explaining to do.
No, this is a lie. You're all lying.
Do you really think this is just going to go away? This ends now, one way or another. Are you ready for that? Let's have a little chat, shall we? Raquel, under the guise of hosting a Valentine's party, set out to seduce 3 married men. Her plan seemed to be carefully crafted, and it wasn't just a casual invitation. She'd clearly put a lot of thought into it, believing she could manipulate the situation in her favor. The men in question, 3 married individuals, were unsuspecting. They had no idea what she was planning when they accepted the invitation to the party. Unfortunately for Raquel, her plan wasn't entirely successful. Only Kelsey's father ended up succumbing to her advances. The others, despite her best efforts, resisted her attempts to entice them. It was a strange situation, one where the dynamics of a simple social gathering quickly took a turn for the worse. What was intended to be a lighthearted evening of celebration ended up becoming the backdrop to a deeply unsettling scenario. As things escalated, the children, including Kelsey, were hastily sent off to stay with Kelsey's maternal grandparents. It was an abrupt decision, one made with the sort of urgency that suggested something far more serious was unfolding. Kelsey's parents, both of them, were completely unaware of Raquel's true intentions. Their trust in her was shattered in an instant when they arrived at Raquel's house. The scene that awaited them upon their arrival was far worse than they could have imagined. As they stormed into the house, what they found was nothing short of disturbing. 2 half-naked figures were scrambling in a panic on the bed, caught completely off guard by their intrusion. The entire situation was a chaotic mess, one that made it clear that things had gone far beyond a simple party. The shock and anger that must have surged through Kelsey's father in that moment were palpable. Without wasting any time, the couple confronted Raquel and Kelsey's father, and the consequences quickly became clear. Raquel's actions had led to irreparable damage to both her marriage and her family. It didn't take long for the truth to sink in, and the fallout was inevitable. To put it bluntly, Raquel's marriage ended in divorce. It wasn't just an emotional or personal decision, but a legal one. The marriage had been broken beyond repair, and Raquel, despite her attempts to justify her actions, was unable to salvage anything from the wreckage. The custody of their child was awarded to Kelsey's father, a decision that seemed to be a direct consequence of Raquel's behavior. She had proven herself to be untrustworthy, and her actions made it clear that she could not provide the stable and secure environment Kelsey needed. Meanwhile, Kelsey's mother and father chose to separate, at least temporarily. They needed time to process everything, and the strain caused by this betrayal made it difficult for them to remain together. The The emotional damage was too deep for them to continue their relationship as if nothing had happened. This wasn't something that could be swept under the rug or forgiven easily. Their separation was, in many ways, the only viable option at that moment. As for the details of the divorce settlement, such as alimony, child support, or any financial compensation, those were things that remained private. It wasn't something that could be easily discussed, given the sensitive nature of the situation. However, what we did learn about Raquel after the divorce was sobering. She had been a stay-at-home wife for years, relying on her husband to support the family financially. Her life, it seemed, had been built on this arrangement, and now, with everything crumbling around her, she had little to fall back on. Raquel's search for employment after the divorce was not easy. Finding a job when you've spent years out of the workforce is never simple, and Raquel found herself struggling to secure any meaningful work. She didn't have the experience or qualifications to land a position that could support her. The job market was far less forgiving than she had anticipated. It wasn't that she wasn't trying, she just couldn't catch a break. With no career prospects and little financial stability, Raquel soon found herself unable to keep up with the cost of living. Her parents, who had always been there for her in some capacity, became increasingly frustrated with her. They had always supported her decisions until this betrayal. They had a hard time understanding how she could go down such a reckless path, and with that, the relationship between Raquel and her parents began to strain. It didn't take long for her to move into a small, rundown apartment. This wasn't a place where anyone would want to live. The conditions were poor, and the apartment was nothing like the home she had once shared with her husband. It was a far cry from the life of luxury she had enjoyed during her marriage. Instead, Raquel now found herself living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to make ends meet. In an attempt to pay off her mounting debts, Raquel took on multiple jobs. She worked long hours doing whatever she could keep herself afloat. But the money she earned was barely enough to cover her rent and the most basic of expenses. The reality of her situation was grim, and the comfort of her former life seemed like a distant memory. Despite the challenges she faced, Raquel was determined to rebuild her life. However, her efforts were often futile. The emotional toll of the divorce and her subsequent struggles weighed heavily on her. There were days when it seemed like the weight of everything was too much to bear. She had lost her marriage, her child's custody, and the lifestyle she had once known. Now she had to start over from scratch, with nothing but the clothes on her back and a deep sense of regret. Occasionally, I would see Raquel walking through town. She was no longer the confident, glamorous woman she once was. The weight of her situation was evident in her expression, posture, and the way she carried herself. It was clear she was doing everything she could to avoid being seen. She would often duck into stores or cross the street if she spotted someone she knew. The shame was too much for her to face. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Liam, do you have a moment? I have something really important to talk about.
Jody? What's wrong?
Well, I feel really awful about this, but I want to call off our engagement.
Wait, what? Out of nowhere?
The truth is, I've fallen for someone else. He's liked me for a long time, and well, I've started to develop serious feelings for him too.
So, you're cheating on me?
Oh, no, it's not like that. I haven't done anything with him. Actually, he had a girlfriend too, but they broke up recently. And so I've been thinking...
And now you want to be with him?
Yeah, I do. Apparently he had his reasons for not pursuing me before. He wanted to be with me, but since I was engaged to you, he gave up and chose to date someone else. But now he's decided to be honest with his feelings. He let go of his previous relationship, and when I heard that, I couldn't ignore what I was feeling anymore. I realized I want to be with him too. So please, Liam, can you let me go and be with the man I'm meant for?
I see.
Liam, I can't marry you while I'm feeling this way. It wouldn't be fair to you. And I know this is incredibly selfish, but I can't lie to myself or to you, so I'm really, really sorry.
I get it. That's enough. I won't force you to stay. Our engagement wasn't fully settled anyway. We'd only just started planning when to meet each other's parents. It's not like we had a wedding date set yet. It's complicated, and yeah, it hurts. But if your heart isn't with me anymore, then there's nothing to be done.
I really am sorry, Liam.
Then let's just tell our parents we've decided to part ways. Once that's done, we'll leave it all behind us.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you for everything.
Same to you.
Goodbye.
Liam, what the hell was that?
Whoa, Emma, calm down. What happened?
It's your ex-fiancé.
Jody? What about her? I haven't seen or spoken to her since we broke off the engagement.
Well, you might want to sit down for this. She's been messing with my fiancé.
Wait, what? Hold on. What exactly do you mean by that?
Jody is trying to get with Arnold.
No, that's impossible. That can't be right. You and Arnold already moved in together, and you're literally getting married next week. Jody told me she fell for someone who'd just become single, and that was why she ended things with me. But Arnold isn't single. You two are still together. How the hell did we end up in this situation?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
All right, slow down. Tell me everything from the beginning. I need to know exactly what happened.
Okay, so this morning I was at Arnold's apartment. You know how he's been having trouble with that weird woman who won't leave him alone?
Yeah, I remember you mentioned something about that before.
Well, she kept showing up, sending him messages, hanging around the building, all kinds of creepy stuff. So I figured I'd stay over today to help keep an eye on things. And then just a little while ago, guess who showed up at his door?
No way. Are you telling me that the stalker is Jody?
Bingo.
You've got to be kidding me!
I wish I was.
What did she do?
Well, at first we didn't answer the door, but she just stood out there talking to herself, saying all kinds of crazy stuff. Stuff like, I broke off my engagement for you, and now we can finally be together. You should be happy.
What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. She sat there right in front of the door for at least 30 minutes. It's just rambling on about how everything was finally falling into place, how Arnold should be grateful, and how she had made this huge sacrifice for their love. It was surreal.
Jesus!
Eventually, the landlord saw her sitting there and came over to check what was going on. He told her she had to leave, and she finally got up and left, but not before making it painfully obvious that she had been planning to stay the night.
Wait, what do you mean?
She had a damn suitcase with her, Liam. Like a full-on rolling carry-on bag.
You're joking!
I wish I was.
Oh man, that's a whole new level of insane!
Right?
But wait, Jody doesn't actually know what I look like, does she?
No, I don't think so. I don't think she ever saw you in person when we were engaged.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure she has no idea that Arnold's fiancée is actually my sister.
Yeah, that would explain a lot. I only recognized her because you sent me that picture of her before. When I saw her through the peephole, I thought she looked familiar, but I couldn't quite place her at first. Then I grabbed my phone, checking the photo again with Arnold, and bam, there she was.
Damn, this is insane. None of this makes any sense.
I know, right?
Jody told me she fell for someone who was already taken but had recently broken up with their partner. That was her entire reason for breaking off her engagement. But you and Arnold are still together. So who the hell was she talking about?
That's what I want to know. How did she even get it into her head that Arnold was suddenly available? Where is this coming from?
I have no idea. But one thing's for sure, we need to deal with this before it escalates.
Are you sure you want to get involved? I mean, I don't want to drag you into this mess if you don't have to be.
It's fine. Honestly, I should have asked more questions when Jody broke things off with me. I didn't push for details at the time, and maybe that was a mistake. But more importantly, she clearly doesn't know that you and Arnold are still together. Someone needs to tell her the truth before she causes even more trouble.
You really think that'll help?
I don't know, but if she's under some delusion that Arnold is single and waiting for her, then at the very least we need to correct that. Otherwise, she might keep showing up.
Yeah, I really don't want to deal with another scene like today.
I'll message her right now and see if I can get her to explain herself.
All right, thanks, Liam. And hey, if things get weird, don't hesitate to call me, okay?
I will. Jody, it's been such a long time. I've been meaning to talk to you about something, and I hope you don't mind.
Liam, what's going on? If this is about getting back together, then you should know that I'm not interested. And for the record, I'm actually in a really bad mood right now, so don't expect any pleasantries.
It's not about that. I just have something I really need to ask. It's a pretty big deal for me, and I need you to answer honestly, okay?
Fine, I'm listening. What's this about?
The person you fell for. His name is Arnold, right?
Wait, what? I never told you anything about him. Did you seriously go looking for this? If you've done anything to Arnold, you won't like the consequences.
No, it's not like that at all. In fact, Arnold, well, he's actually someone I know.
Wait, you know him?
Yeah, we go way back. He was a junior of mine back in college, and we've stayed in touch ever since. We've always been good friends.
Oh, well, that's a huge coincidence, I guess. So, do you know where he might be tonight? I went to his apartment today thinking we'd be moving in together, but when I got there, the place was empty. I waited around hoping he'd come back, but after a while, the landlord showed up and threatened to call the cops on me. I had no choice but to leave. I'm planning on trying again tomorrow. If you have any idea what time he'll be back, could you let me know?
Listen, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but Arnold hasn't broken up with his girlfriend.
Huh? What do you mean? I don't understand. You're telling me that after everything, Arnold is still with her? Are you sure?
I'm absolutely sure. But I need to ask, why did you think they broke up? You didn't hear it directly from Arnold, did you? And if I'm not mistaken, you don't even have his contact details, right?
Wait a second. So you're telling me Arnold hasn't broken up with his girlfriend? Are you really certain about this? I mean, I don't have his contact info, but that was because, well, there were personal reasons for both of us. But the thing is, we met when we were both commuting in the mornings. We were always on the same train car, and over time we started noticing each other. I only recently learned his name, so it doesn't really make sense for us to exchange contact details until recently.
But how did you come to think they broke up?
Well, it was a little strange, actually. One day I happened to pass by Arnold's apartment and I saw his girlfriend moving her stuff out. It was all packed up and ready to go, and she was carrying out boxes of furniture. It seemed like she was leaving, so naturally I thought they must have broken up.
No, you completely misunderstood that situation.
Misunderstood? What do you mean? That was a pretty clear sign to me. She was moving all her things out. Isn't that what happens when people break up?
Actually, what you saw was just her moving her things to their new apartment. See, Arnold and his girlfriend work in different industries, and because her busy season ended first, she started the process of moving their stuff ahead of time. She's been packing things little by little, and she's already settled into their new place for now. The move's not over yet, but she's already started living there. So everything you saw was part of the plan for them to start living in the new place together.
Oh, so that means they're not breaking up after all?
Exactly. You completely misread the situation.
I see now. I guess I was just too quick to assume. So Arnold's still with her, huh?
Yes. And now I have to ask you, why did you think they broke up? You must have jumped to conclusions, right?
Well, I guess you're right. But it's hard not to get the wrong idea when you see something like that. I've just been feeling so confused and uncertain, and when I saw her moving all her things, I couldn't help but think it was the end for them.
I understand how you feel, but Arnold and his girlfriend are actually doing just fine. You've got it all wrong.
So Arnold hasn't been able to break up with her? He's still hanging on to her?
What are you even talking about? Arnold's not holding on to anything. He and his girlfriend are in a good place. They've been together for a long time, and nothing's going to change that.
I'm so confused. It's just that when you've had your heart set on someone, it's hard to let go, you know?
I get it. I really do. But Arnold and his girlfriend are solid. You can't just make assumptions about the relationship based on what you saw.
Guess so. But listen, Liam, I know this is probably not the right time, but I want to ask you something. Please tell Arnold the truth. I know what he really feels, even if he's not admitting it. He just needs to be honest with himself and take the courage to move forward for the sake of what we had. Please tell him for me.
Wait a minute. I was going to try and figure out how to say this to you, but since you've asked so directly, I'll just say it as it is.
What are you talking about?
Arnold's girlfriend is my sister.
What? Your sister? Are you serious right now?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? The world really is small sometimes. Actually, when you went to Arnold's apartment earlier today, my sister was there with him.
Wait, what? Your sister was there?
Yeah, it turns out Arnold's been dealing with a stalker situation, and he asked my sister for help. They've been keeping an eye on things together, and when you showed up, well, they weren't exactly expecting you.
Wait, a stalker? I don't understand. Arnold's been having problems with a stalker?
Yeah, that's right. My sister's been helping him out with that. She's been helping him deal with it, making sure he's safe.
But that doesn't make sense. So what about Arnold and my sister? How did they get together?
Well, the whole thing started when Arnold came over to my family's house to visit. My sister happened to be there, and Arnold was immediately taken with her. He spent 6 months chasing after her, and finally she agreed to date him with marriage in mind. They're completely in love with each other, and they've been through a lot together. So to be clear, Arnold isn't interested in anyone else.
You're telling me that Arnold has been in love with your sister the whole time, but I thought we had something special.
I can't believe this, but it's true. And honestly, Arnold and my sister are planning to get married soon.
I just can't process this.
And by the way, Arnold didn't even know about you until now.
Wait, what? But we were always on the same train. How could he not know?
It was just a coincidence. He wasn't even paying attention to you. He's been focused on his own life and his own relationship.
I can't believe this. I thought there was something between us, something real, but it was just a misunderstanding?
Yeah, it was all a misunderstanding, and I think it's time for you to let go.
But wait, I need to understand. Arnold's really not interested in me then?
No, he's not. Arnold's focused on his future with my sister, and that's the reality of the situation.
This is crazy. So what happens now?
Well, now Arnold's moving into his new place. He's already started packing, and by tonight he'll be gone for good. That apartment you were waiting for him in, it's already empty.
No way. This is unreal.
Also, Arnold's changed jobs. He's moving to a new company with a better salary.
What? He's changed jobs too?
Yeah, he finished up his last day at the old place yesterday. He'll be driving to work now, so you won't be running into him on the train anymore.
Liam, what about us? Do you think there's any chance for us?
What do you mean, us? After everything that's happened, do you think we can just go back to how things were?
But I still love you, Liam. I'm sure you still care for me too.
No, I don't feel the same anymore. You made your choice, and now you need to live with it.
But I thought we had something real. I thought we had a future together.
We don't. Not anymore.
But Liam...
Goodbye, Jody. I don't think I can keep talking about this.
Liam, wait!
As expected, I immediately informed Jody's parents about the situation. I knew it was the right thing to do. They needed to know what had happened, especially since it was such a serious matter. Of course, Jody was devastated, but we both agreed that this was a necessary step in resolving everything. I never expected them to be so understanding, but they took the news better than I had anticipated. I think deep down, they already knew there was something wrong. Jody's parents, on the other hand, were a bit more complicated. They lived in a more rural area, and at first it seemed like they might try to avoid confronting the situation. But in the end, they decided to come to the city, which I felt was a responsible thing to do. When they arrived, they were incredibly apologetic. They genuinely seemed remorseful for what had happened. Jody's actions had caused so much pain for me, and I had no idea what to expect from her parents. But the sincerity in their apologies was something I hadn't anticipated. They didn't make any excuses for Jody's behavior, which I appreciated. They were simply sorry for what their daughter had done, and that meant a lot to me. When we started talking about Jody's past, things got even more complicated. It turned out that Jody wasn't always the perfect, well-behaved person she portrayed herself to be. She had a history of being manipulative and controlling, something I hadn't been aware of at the time. According to her parents, when she was still living in her hometown, she had a tendency to become overly possessive. As a high school student, Jody had convinced herself that she was the one and only girlfriend of a popular boy in school. She believed that she was the center of his world, and in her mind, no other girl had any business being close to him. She would go so far as to bully and push away any other girls who showed interest in him, even those who were friends or classmates. It sounds unbelievable, but it seems she was very successful in her manipulation at the time. She had a reputation for being this perfect girl, and I guess she used that persona to dominate social situations. However, one day, everything came crashing down for her. She confronted the boy she thought was her boyfriend, only to hear words that completely shattered her self-image. He told her flatly that she was not his girlfriend. In fact, he had never seen her that way. To make matters worse, he told her that he had always disliked her controlling behavior. That moment was a turning point for Jody, and she couldn't handle the humiliation. After that incident, she became an outcast in her hometown, unable to show her face around her peers. The boy she had once believed she was meant to be with had rejected her in the worst possible way, and she couldn't bear the reality of it. In the aftermath of this revelation, Jody's parents said she became very withdrawn. She was so embarrassed by what had happened that she couldn't stay in her hometown anymore. At the time of her high school graduation, she packed up and left, deciding to leave everything behind. It was clear to everyone that she was trying to escape from the reality she had created. But it wasn't that easy for her. Jody's parents, seeing that she was spiraling, tried to bring her back home. But when they did, they didn't exactly give her much of a choice. They had already arranged for her to marry a man much older than her, someone who lived in the neighborhood. This man was in his 40s, and Jody's parents quickly pressured her into marrying him. They saw it as a way to stabilize her life, to give her a chance to grow up and move on from her past mistakes. It wasn't an ideal situation for her, but at that point, it seemed like her parents believed it was the only option. Jody's new husband was someone who didn't have much to offer in terms of love or emotional support. He wasn't abusive or cruel, but he was certainly not the kind of man Jody had ever imagined herself marrying. From what I gathered, her marriage was more of a practical arrangement than a romantic one, but as Jody's parents had hoped, the structure of the marriage seemed to give her some stability. She began to settle into her new life, and eventually she was able to put her past behind her, at least on the surface. Now Jody is living under the strict supervision of her in-laws. From what I've heard, she's no longer the independent, free-spirited person she once was. The woman who used to act with such confidence and entitlement is now constrained by the watchful eyes of her husband's family. They keep a tight hold on her, making sure she doesn't stray from the path they've chosen for her. It's unclear whether or not Jody has come to terms with her new life, but it seems that her options are now limited. She's stuck in a cycle where she has to meet the expectations of everyone around her, and she has no room for personal freedom. As for her behavior toward me, I can't say that I feel any sense of closure. The apology I received from her parents was appreciated, but it didn't change the fact that I had been hurt deeply. Jody had led me on and then completely blindsided me with her actions. I had trusted her, and in return, she had betrayed that trust in the worst way possible. It's hard to let go of that kind of pain, no matter how much time passes. Her past, though, offers some perspective on why she acted the way she did. From what I understand, Jody had always struggled with issues of self-worth. She had constantly sought validation from others, particularly from men, in order to feel good about herself. When she was younger, she used manipulation and control to get what she wanted. However, as we all know, this kind of behavior eventually backfires. Jody is no exception to that rule. Her world came crashing down when her perfect image was shattered, and it took a toll on her psyche. Now, years later, she seems to be a shadow of the person she once was. I don't know if she'll ever truly find peace with herself, but for now it seems that she's living in a world where she has little control over her own life. She's been forced into a box, and it doesn't seem like she has the courage or the freedom to break out of it. For me, though, this chapter of my life is coming to a close. I've learned a lot from what happened with Jody, and it's shaped who I am today. I'll carry the lessons with me, but I'm ready to move forward. As painful as it was, the experience taught me the importance of trusting my instincts and recognizing when someone's actions don't align with their words. Jody may have apologized, but her actions will always speak louder than her words. I've learned not to make the same mistakes twice, and I've learned that people's pasts often catch up with them. No matter how much they try to hide or cover up, the truth has a way of coming to light eventually. And sometimes the truth is that people are just not who we thought they were. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.